cut off. Dang it.
Dingles.
Dingles. Hi guys, welcome to Paranormal Kativity.
Ayo.
Ayo.
I'm back.
And we're back with the much requested, now that we've mentioned it, rock talk.
Just mentioned to all of my friends, do you want to see my rock collection?
Like the one that I lost trying to get everything down here to film.
R.I.P. Smoky Quartz.
So sad. So we have our tea, and we have a Mozzie teacup for
This
Mozzie
time.
to join us. If
Hers
if
is special.
it
It's
would like.
sugar plum.
Yeah. So we're just gonna kind of discuss different stones and
Rocks and stuff. And
Yeah.
I have cheat sheets for some of mine, so don't yell at me.
she took notes. It's adorable.
Notes. All of the beneficial factors of this are great, but if you have an actual medical problem, go to the doctor.
Yes.
Go to the doctor. These are not a substitute or replacement for actual medical care. Go
We're
to your
just
damn
trying
doctor.
to inform people of the metaphysical properties that some people believe these stones have.
And speaking of, I know some people, they put rocks in like water to make elixirs. This one, malachite, don't do that. Like apparently if you put it in water, bad stuff happens. I don't remember what exactly,
Each
but
stone does have its own properties, and so if you're attracted to one, make sure you research it completely before you use it in different ways.
So first we're gonna go with hemimorphite, which is this one. It's from the Dulong mine in Hunan province, China. I apologize if I'm butchering names, but it's from China.
See it.
Oh yeah, here you go.
See, now looking at it, it kind of looks like troll feet. But it's still super pretty. It has like such a shimmer to
Yeah,
it.
I like it because the crystals are so tiny that it like,
It looks like velvet kind
yes,
of. Yeah.
and it also has that texture of velvet as well. It's associated with the throat chakra.
And the back's like a real rock.
It's supposed to enhance communication and mediumship or channeling. It encourages feelings of joy and prosperity and positivity associated with confidence, healing, happiness, and light. Hemimorphite. Chrysocolla is this massive one right here. It's got
So pretty.
It's got copper in it, which is why it has like the blue-green color to it.
May I hold it?
Yes, you may. It's also another communication stone, I assume associated with the throat chakra. Its main thing with communication is teaching. It's the teaching stone. It's associated with compassion, forgiveness, and peace. It's good for musicians or people who use their voice a lot, which I am also one of those people.
This is very much a Kiana stone.
It helps to soothe emotional anxiety and negative feelings associated with seclusion. And I remember reading about that, like this was something that was associated with monks.
That's really pretty.
I like this one because it's got two different textures to it. Like on this side, it's almost glossy, and I don't know why, but it's really neat. And then on this side, it's rough and also different colors. Like this is a more green than this side. This one has more blue.
It's really pretty though.
There's that one. And then now we'll talk about dolomite, this very pretty pink and gray rock. I like it.
It is super pretty. It reminds me of the ocean, like coral.
It works to seal leaks from the chakras or energy centers, so it's also like a balancer as well. It's associated with the heart chakra. It encourages charitable acts, energy, and creativity. It also helps you if you are bad with dealing with really energetic people, or if you're an introvert or something, it helps you to build up stamina to deal with said people.
I like that one. It's really, really pretty.
And then I have this one that I'm gonna take off. This is carnelian, which I don't know if you can see from
Seeing
here.
it now, like, through the light, it's got so many different, like...
And it's got an inclusion in it too. I don't know what of, but it's got a little black spot in it. The ancient Egyptians really, really liked this stone. I don't know why. They were just like, man, this is a really cool gem, so
This one.
we're gonna use it for our important people. Basically, anybody who worked in the palaces and also architects wore these.
Cool.
Like they were a thing to establish their
like hierarchy,
yeah,
kind
their
of?
status. And it was interesting because I think these generally come from like the India area, and sometimes they would be like, we don't want to go all the way to get those. So there's another stone that's yellow, but if you heat it up a lot, it turns this color. So they would use,
that's cool.
They started using knockoff gems. And there's a way you can tell, but I'm not a geologist. I don't know how to know that. So
we like rocks. We don't know
you
rocks.
could hand me a fake one and I'd just be like, man, this is so cool. This is another communication stone, and it's more along the flavors of boldness. It's a protector of the home. In tradition, it was used to like protect from falling masonries, so the whole architect thing would make sense. And now people put it in their homes to protect from accidents and theft and stuff.
Okay.
It's associated with love and fertility as well. It's another stabilizing thing, so much along the lines that this was a balancer, this is a stabilizer, and it's associated with the sacral and base chakras. And then my personal favorite, there is Larimar, which I'm wearing. I physically cannot take this off at this point. I've had it on for so long. So we'll pull up like a picture of it or something. And it has like patterns like sun shining onto water. It's one of the cardinal water stones. It's associated with the throat chakra. And though it's a water stone, it has volcanic origins, so it's a good balancer between water and fire energies. It's yet another communication stone. For whatever reason, I'm attracted to those.
There's a theme.
Associated with courage, stress relief, eases communications with healthcare professionals. I'm one of those.
And that's the one you wear all the time.
I just like this one, and I don't know why, but just whenever I wear it, I just feel better. And also, I did not know the meanings behind any of these before I bought them. I was just like, man, those look neat. So I bought them, and then later on I looked at them. I'm like, huh, there's a theme here. I'm drawn to these kinds of stones. I wonder why. Maybe I need better communication skills. That's not a maybe, I definitely do.
I'm gonna move on to some of my stones, which are kind of all over the place. This big beast is amethyst, since she mentioned amethyst before, and it's bookends. Amethyst is sensitive to light, which is why it is not very dark. When I first got it, it was much more purple.
With the Larimar too, it's sensitive to light and heat, so like if you have it out in the sun for a long time, or if you have it exposed to heat for a really long time, it'll get less blue and more white.
I also have like a small version in here in my rack box. But I have like a tumbled version and a raw version. They just come in different varieties of purple, usually with some white mixed in. And these traditionally are good to enhance psychic abilities and for seeing ghosts. I guess in like the Middle Ages, if you wanted to see ghosts, you would carry an amethyst with you. So it's been my birthstone. I've always had amethyst stuff like around me and in my room. Like people would just buy me amethyst. So
stone is ruby.
Ooh, pretty. I have a bunch of stones in here. Some of them I do not know the exact meaning behind. But what I find really interesting is I don't know how much you know about the chakras before you did your research.
None. I just know that they exist and that they do stuff.
Chakras, if you are into like metaphysical stuff, are energy centers that go along your spine. And each one has a color associated with it, and it controls different parts of your body. But it goes from a rainbow starting at the base of your spine, which is red. Orange is in like your lower stomach. Yellow is in your solar plexus, which is like right below your chest. Your heart chakra is green or pink, depending on what you're attracted to. Throat chakra is blue. Third eye is purple. And then your crown is violet.
That makes sense now, because this was associated with the base and sacral ones, and it's orange or red or yellow sometimes.
And then the pink one was associated with the heart. The blue ones were associated with communication.
And I'm drawn to blue for some reason.
And the communication one you wear is right at your throat. You don't wear it long. It's right there. So yeah, it's just funny like how naturally, like even if you don't know what a stone is associated with, if you want to try to associate it with like a chakra or a part of your body, you could always research that chakra because the colors tend to align with them. Next I have quartz. I have clear quartz and rose quartz. The rose quartz tends to be more like a loving kind of energy, but the clear ones work for anything. Since they're clear, they can be associated with anything at all. So if you want a stone to carry around with you to make you feel better, or to carry around to like an investigation for protection, it could be any quartz that you want because it can work for anything.
I'm looking for a thing. I apologize. You just sparked my memory. I have a rock that I forget about.
That you just carry?
That I just carry. You can go on. I'm just searching.
You're fine.
Here.
I have some of these that I don't really feel super connected to. I have solidite, malachite. I do like moonstone. It's a white kind of shiny stone. It's really pretty. Sunstone, I have a couple of these. And I actually have like a little thing from the rock shop that I bought it from. But it stimulates leadership and creativity. And it's a stone of personal power. So I liked that, so I bought it. I also like the smoky quartz one, but from a freaking bedroom to down here, it's gone. Like, I was holding it and it disappeared. So apparently, the gnomes in my house want to remove negative energies and bring happiness. So maybe they're just trying to make me laugh.
Found it.
Alright.
This dude!
So pretty.
I don't have any information on this dude. I forgot to research him. I just know that I carry him around and he makes me happy.
He's really pretty though.
He's technically like, I think the place I got him, they had it cut to where like the base is rounded so that way you can use it as like a massage stick.
Oh, okay.
And also I just like the way it's cut because I can roll it.
I have snowflake obsidian and bloodstone. I don't really use those very much. Hematite's kind of fun just because it's metallic. And there's not a lot of metallic stones.
Hematite, I remember it along like the metaphysical whatnots. It is associated with like the blood and like the circulatory system.
Yeah.
Because I remember a friend of mine at one
sense.
point had issues with that, so I got him one, and I was just like, here you go to make you feel better.
Aww, that's cute though. And then I have citrine, which is kind of a cool stone. It's like golden, but it's supposed to be able to cleanse any other stone that it's around. So, because some people believe you need to cleanse stones to re-energize them, and you can do that like in water or under a full moon and all kinds of stuff, but I just like to keep my sunstones with my other stones, and that way they're just fine.
I have a quartz at home, like it's a quartz cluster with a bunch of points on it that I've been super attached to since I was younger. I've had it for so long that I forget how long I've had it, and I feel super connected to it, and I've considered doing the whole recharging thing, like putting it under a full moon, but I forget. Also, I don't really see a need to, just because I think that's one of the special things about it. It's been around for so long that it's kind of kept all of that energy from all those years with it.
Regardless of how many people have touched it along the way, like it still has its energies kind of.
Like so I'd rather not mess with that because that's part of what makes it special.
This, I have no idea what stone this is. I got this at a Goodwill with my dad, but it is stone. It's a stone carved owl. And when I picked it up, I couldn't let go of it. Like, I was just like, I like this a lot. And I leave it by my bed because I feel like it takes any negativity. Like, you know, whenever you stay up at night, like your brain just keeps going. I feel like
you read creepypastas and you're like, oh man, why do I do this to myself? I'm awful.
I feel like it kind of takes like any nervous anxiety or like negative thoughts, and it just kind of grounds me. And it just like flushes it away, and it's back to good. So sometimes I'll like hold it when I meditate, or I'll just leave it by my bed.
It might be soapstone. I know soapstone is really
easily carved.
Yeah, because I remember in school, like in high school, in my art class at one point, she brought in stones. She was like, if you want to try rock carving, here's some stuff. I don't know how to do it, but...
That's kind of cool, though. I would have loved to do that. And then I have some stones around here. These giant ones are geodes. And I don't have a whole lot of information about them, but like basically you'll find them like looking like that on the outside. And I cracked them open. I was with my dad and I was like, let's break them open. And so like you could see like all the crystal inside.
My first geode ever, I was like 7 or 8, but I bought it and I didn't understand the concept that you had to break it to see what was inside. And I accidentally dropped it on a hardwood floor, or not a hardwood floor, it was like a tile floor.
Were you like so sad?
I was so upset and I like cried, and my mom's like, no, you're supposed to do that. Look at it, it's shiny on the inside. And then I felt better because, oh my god. Yeah. Shiny.
Like I didn't want to break it because I got this one. It was completely full whenever I had it, but I was like, I want to break it open. And it was just really cool on the inside. So they just have kind of like a quartz looking crystal look to it on the inside, but on the outside it just looks like a dirty old rock. So they're kind of cool.
And then my boyfriend and I, when we first got together, one of the first things we did, we went on a trip down to Nashville, Indiana, and we got a geode, and we broke it open together. We still have it. Like, we both have pieces of it. We named it Harold.
That's cute. With the geodes, she did a little extra research for me because I knew that I wanted to mention them.
Nobody really has much info on them because I feel that's kind of crappy, too, because they don't really put much thought into them. They put more thought into like the actual stuff, but these guys are, ow,
Sharp.
are sharp,
yes, I'm
first
sorry.
of all. But they're important in their own ways. Like, one place I saw, they talked about how each geode has its own energy, and you don't find out about it until you crack it open.
I've also heard that they're associated with earth elementals and like gnome energy. So like that's supposed to be a thing. Like their essence is with that stone. So when you take it home, it's with you, kind of. But she read that it was also good for astral travel and meditation. I know that I have a friend who's a psychic, and she would always have geode pieces in different corners of her rooms in the house. And she moved, and I kept having this like thought in my head where I was like, I need to tell her to put her geodes out. And I hadn't been there. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, I need to talk to her about her geodes. And I went and visited, and I didn't see any out. And I was like, I was told, like, I'm getting this weird feeling that I need you to do something with your geodes. And she's like, oh my god, ever since I moved here, I'm getting, like, nothing psychically. And I didn't know why. Maybe I should put them out. And so I helped her place them in the house, and she was, like, back to normal. So I think it has some type of, like, balancing for people who might be more sensitive or intuitive to, like, psychic energies. I think it might have something to do with, like, helping to keep that energy flow going. And then sometimes I feel like certain things just have an energy all their own, so I wanted to include those too because, like, I have
this rock. I kind of took it and looked at it.
I will do that one next. I have here, like, this is just a little tumbled stone that has the word peace carved in it. I have no idea what kind of rock it is. Just kind of looks like shinier gravel. Like, it's nothing necessarily special, but I really am drawn to it. And I think sometimes, like, it doesn't necessarily have to have, like, energy associated with it for it to have an impact on you. And, like, these are just glass beads, just blue glass beads. And I feel like they have some type of significance for me.
I like the sound that they make whenever you put them together.
You don't necessarily have to, like, know much about rocks or even know anything at all about them, really. Just go by what you feel goes with it, kind of.
Fossils are neat, too. Ammonites are super cool. I have an ammonite. I did not bring it with me, but those are super cool because they're super old, and also they kind of do turn into rocks themselves because they do opalize.
Ooh, that's
the one
cool.
I have, it's slightly opalized. It doesn't, most of them do like a type kind of like blue-green sheen to them. Mine does a yellow-red.
Ooh, that's really cool.
I think it's neat, and I personally like ammonites because they do the spiral, and I will not talk about the spiral today because there's too much to talk about. Like,
what was the name of that manga?
Uzumaki. Uzumaki. Really good horror manga if you ever want to read anything. It's by Junji Ito. Spirals. It's good.
Really good.
It's freaky. The ending is...
The whole thing is spirals? Yes.
Question mark? Spirals?
And then this last rock, I don't know if you can really see from there, but there's a hole in it. Like, all the way through it, there's a hole. I'm trying to get it, like, in front of the couch, so maybe you can catch it. But, oh, there we go. This is a holy stone. And I read about these.
Holy.
They are naturally formed. They are usually found by, like, lakes and rivers. And just the way that the water is flowing, it will slowly drill a hole. And, I mean, it's a pretty solid hole. You can kind of see, like, over the years where it wore through. And I'd been reading about these a few years back, and they're supposed to be good for wishes. And then, in addition to, like, a wish stone, if you work with chakras and, like, body energy, it's supposed to be able to be a healing stone. So if you wanted to, like, meditate with this on a certain area of your body, it's supposed to channel through the hole anything negative in your body and force it out.
I've also heard they might be called witch stones. I don't know what, they're flatter than this, and they also have holes in them. But I've also heard that, like, paranormal wise, if you, like, look through the hole, it's supposed to help you see other things.
I'm gonna use it like that now.
Like, that's just how I always heard of them being used. I just, like, you carry them around and then, like, you can look through it and it's supposed to help you see stuff.
Alright, so yeah, the only other thing I have here is in my weird little unicorn box. I have another pink rose quartz. It used to be a necklace, but I had the chain break, and so I use it as a pendulum now. And she has a pendulum point that she was talking about.
That has to do with communication!
And I happen to have my pendulum board with me. So we are going to conclude our rock talk and pick back up with us doing a little pendulum session. So we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us for our rock talk. And we'll talk to you later.
Alrighty.
Bye.